Hello, hello! If you are new to my channel, I am Dr. Echo Rivera, and this is where I help academics, scientists, researchers, and evaluators communicate their work more effectively and creatively. So if you like the sound of that, then be sure to sign up for the Communication Cafe newsletter. It's basically my free email list where I share tips and resources and invites to special trainings that are sometimes free. And this video is about how to create better slide presentations, and specifically how to apply the KonMari method by Marie Kondo to slides. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then keep watching. If you are alive, then your social media is probably buzzing with people talking about Marie Kondo's new show, Tidying Up, on Netflix. We are in the middle of this season, and it seems like everyone else is too. And regardless of your reaction to what she's saying and what her tips are, you have to admit that she is getting people to talk about their stuff, and that's pretty good. What's funny is that the first episode of this show is my first experience with the KonMari method. I think there are people who have known about this for a really long time. I am not one of them. And after the first couple of episodes, my mind just made this really funny connection that I didn't really see coming, but it's probably not that surprising. And I just kind of realized that her method actually applies really well to slide presentations and the way that I teach how to create effective presentations. So I just wanted to make this fun video because why not? It's really lighthearted, it's nothing too serious, but hopefully it sparks some insight in you. Okay, so these are her 5 rules. This is directly from her website. So let's make this a little more presentation friendly. Let's get her 6 rules up on the screen so I can talk about how each of these applies to slide presentations. So let's start with commit. Now, rule number 1, Marie Kondo says you should commit yourself to tidying up. Well, I kind of agree with that. I mean, really, commit yourself to creating effective presentations. I love this. I think this applies to any change that you want to make in your life, including getting better at communicating with slides. So this is an easy one. Go ahead and just say, I commit to making awesome presentations. And then we're done. So let's talk about the next rule, which is imagine. So Marie Kondo says, imagine your ideal lifestyle. And again, I love this. It's essentially goal setting, but in a more effective way. Once you see the future that you want to live in, just imagining that can keep you motivated, especially when you get stuck or overwhelmed or even frustrated. If you kind of keep looking at what you imagined, it can kind of get you through those hard moments. So I say, imagine your ideal presentation impact. So I want you to imagine right now how it feels when you give a presentation. Do you feel like you're fighting your audience for their attention? Do you feel like you're boring them or you're confusing them? Whatever it is, ask yourself, do you like that feeling? And what feeling do you want instead? How much better would it be if you felt like your audience was really with you and focusing on what you were saying during your presentation? Whoever it is, your students, your peers, your colleagues, whoever. How would you feel if they responded better to you during your presentations? Think about it and hold on to that. So now we can move on to discard. So rule number 3, according to Marie Kondo, is get rid of stuff first. So finish discarding first. And I think this is really when the connection really hit me, because this is pretty much what I train people to do too. I use the term decluttering, but really that's where you should start. Step number 1 is always to get rid of the stuff on your slides that you don't need, just like Marie Kondo has you do with all the stuff in your house. Now, if you're doing this with stuff in your house, please make sure that you do it responsibly. Don't just dump a bunch of stuff into the landfill. Please donate and recycle or reuse and repurpose and, change your habits so that it doesn't happen again. Now, luckily, with slides, we don't have to worry about that. You can delete things off your slides all day and never have any guilt because it's all digital. So always get rid of the stuff that doesn't need to be there. And then there's an order and a category to it. So let's talk about those two rules at the same time. So again, Marie Kondo says to tidy by category and not location and to follow the right order. And you know what? That applies perfectly to presentation design. The way I train people is to design or redesign in big steps and to follow a framework. So basically, you don't want to do a full redesign slide by slide. Just like Marie Kondo is saying, don't do a full tidying up of your bedroom from start to finish and then do your kitchen from start to finish. What she trains you to do is do the easy stuff from your bedroom, easy stuff from your kitchen, and then gradually work on harder stuff as you go along. And that's perfect for presentations. That is very close to how I recommend people redesign their slides. So this is my effective slide-based communication framework. This is what I teach in my online courses and my webinars and my workshops. These are the basic categories, and I recommend generally going in that order. So you start with adjusting or fixing your content, and then you work on decluttering and getting rid of what you don't need, and then you start adding things like beautiful design for your text, great visuals, and you work your way up. It's so smart because she starts with the easy stuff, the stuff that's not going to get you stuck. Clothing, that's what she focuses on, is an easy place to start for most people. And again, that's kind of what I do. I have you start with the easy stuff. I have everyone start with the template so that they can stop using templates. This is very low-hanging fruit, but once you stop using a template, it opens the door for better change and bigger change in your presentations. You start to notice things that are clutter and shouldn't be there. You start to notice how you can make your slides better once you stop using a template. And then Marie, she has you work on things that are harder and harder over time, ending with sentimental things. But again, that's very similar to how I train on effective presenting. So the hardest strategies, maybe redoing your data visualization or using more slides, that's stuff you can start to use later on after you've done some of the initial stages, and it works. All right, the last rule is about joy. So rule number 6 says, ask yourself if it sparks joy. And I think this is what she's really known for, and it applies perfectly to presentations because you should be enjoying them. You should enjoy designing them. You should enjoy giving them. So what gets me about this one is that when I started my company in a couple of years ago, I decided to sign all of my emails, with joy. And because I made a decision early on that my approach would be non-shaming, it would be non-judgmental, and that I would try to bring joy to every person in my audience. So it cracks me up that her thing is all about joy too. I mean, how perfect is that? So speaking of my emails, seriously, sign up for my email list right now. Don't forget about it. It is the main way I communicate things like upcoming free trainings and courses and things like that. Okay, but anyway, so this joy thing really does apply to presentations because I have said so many times before that it should be fun to work on your presentations. You should enjoy designing and giving them. And that is possible even if you have a fear of public speaking. I used to too. I seriously threw up before presentations. And I was able to overcome that. And part of the reason why is because I really started to enjoy designing and delivering presentations. I can't tell you how many times I'm working on my presentation and I just crack up at something I came up with, some great GIF or some great picture or just like a funny joke that I put in my presentation, and it makes me laugh, which gives me confidence and makes me excited about presenting it to somebody else and seeing their reaction and, hopefully making them laugh. And that's how it should be. And if it's not, it needs to change. So that's Marie Kondo's 6 rules and how it applies to presentations. And I actually have 2 bonus lessons that came from just watching the show. So first, in one of the last episodes I watched, she said something like, this is a loose quote here, but she said something like, this is not about surface level cleaning, it's about changing your life and your relationships or something like that. But basically she was like, this isn't just surface level kind of stuff. And I was like, yes, I agree, because I have to remind people all the time that this is not about surface level stuff either. This isn't about pretty slides. This isn't about creating a really nice template that has pretty designs. Again, this is a framework. This is an approach to effective presenting as a whole. So I just absolutely loved that she said that. And the second lesson is, if you're paying attention, it's all about the value of training and support. So Marie Kondo has books. She's got books that you can buy and apply her method using a DIY approach. And I'm willing to bet that most, if not all of the people on her show have read her book. They probably tried this on their own already. And some even said to her, oh, I know who you are because I read your book. So again, these people probably tried to do DIY, but it didn't really happen until Marie came to their house. And she even probably said a lot of the same stuff from her book. But again, there's just something kind of magical about having a mentor or a coach or a trainer actually there with you and providing you with live support. That's how you get your questions answered. That's how you ask things like, okay, but how does this general strategy apply to me in this specific situation, with this presentation, with this audience? That's how you get unstuck. Having another person can help you get through those barriers and those tough spots. It's also how you stay accountable. I bet just knowing that Marie Kondo was going to be there in 2 weeks kept them at it. It kept them going with decluttering their house and getting rid of what didn't spark joy. So just reading a book, there's nothing to hold you accountable. I mean, you're just on your own in your own house, and no one really knows if you're not following the principles. And so if you've tried to make your presentations better, if you don't love them yet, you don't really know what's going on, then this is a call to action for you. You don't have to do this alone. Take the next step and get formal training, get mentorship, get support. Make that change happen for you. You do not have to do this on your own. Obviously, I'm here to help you make that change. That's why I have this channel. That's why I create online courses. I have mentoring services and training and technical assistance sessions. So you really don't have to do this on your own. And I know that you can do this with just some training and support. Everything in this video, except for the intro, that was made in a video editing software because it had music and stuff, but everything else that you've seen was made in regular slide software. I didn't use anything fancy. This isn't Prezi. There's no fancy video editing for the normal stuff here. So if I can do it in just regular slide software, you can too. You just need to learn how. So the best thing that you can do for yourself right now is to sign up for the Communication Cafe newsletter. Again, I've got online courses and private trainings, and it's through my email list that I communicate all of these things to you. So sign up now so you don't miss out on my latest and greatest event. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this kind of lighthearted video and that you like my new format. Before you leave, again, make sure you subscribe to my email list, follow me on social media, and subscribe to this channel. All right, I'll see you next time.